Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So as you've probably guessed from the title, in this video it is time to talk about the books I'm hoping to read in April. So this video is going up a little bit later than I would have liked because I was sick last week and then I was in Edinburgh over the weekend, so this is the first opportunity that I've had to film, but I still wanted to talk about the books that I'm hoping to read this month, and I just want this video to be very chill and relaxing, because if there's one thing that is not chill and is not relaxing, it's my April TBR, because I am planning on taking part in 3 readathons in April. It seemed like a good idea a couple of weeks ago before I got sick, but it's gonna be fine. I'm really excited for all of these readathons and I've got some good books lined up to read. So yeah, that's the main reason why I'm not doing my TBR game this month, because I already have plenty of prompts that I need to fulfill. And yeah, I guess I'm just gonna get stuck into it. The 3 readathons that I'm planning to take part in are Realmathon, which is hosted by Cassidy from Covers with Cassidy, the Magical Readathon, which is hosted by G at Book Roast, and Eurovisionathon, which is hosted by Helen from Helen's Bookhaven. I will leave all of the details linked in the description just in case you wanted to find out more, but I think what I'm going to do for this video is focus on the Magical Readathon because it's the one which has the most niche prompts. I don't know if that made sense, but with the Magical Readathon there's a specific call-in that I'm working towards. So last year I completed the Abjurer career path, whereas this year I'm going for the Scribe career path. So there's various lessons that I need to complete by reading books to fulfill those lessons. Basically we're going to go through the books that I'm reading for the Magical Readathon, and then I'll just mention if I'm also going to be using them for Realmathon or Eurovisionathon. Eurovisionathon actually starts in the middle of April and then it finishes mid-May, so if there's any books that I want to count for Eurovisionathon, then I'm going to be waiting until the end of the month before I read them. Moving on to the books though, and the first Magical Readathon class that I need to complete is Elemental Studies, and the prompt is to read a book with flowers on the cover. So for this I'm going to be reading The Skeleton Key by Erin Kelly. I don't own a physical copy, so I will put one on the screen here. Well, I won't put a physical copy on the screen. I'll put a picture of the cover on the screen because it does have flowers on it. Erin Kelly wrote Watch Her Fall, which I read a couple of years ago and really enjoyed. I think this is a slightly different vibe though, because it's a dark mystery. I think it's also historical, or it's about a book that was a real book that was around in the 70s or 80s. I think it's also a family drama, so yeah, lots of buzzwords for things that I tend to enjoy in books, and I'm excited to see what I think of it. This also fulfills a few prompts for Realmathon because it plays with history, and I'd also consider it underrated because I haven't heard many people talking about it on BookTube. Next up we have Inscription, and the prompt is a book from your highest shelf, and I am cheating with this. I know that I'm cheating with this because if you look on my highest shelf, which I don't think you can actually see, but one of the books that's on the highest shelf in this room is Priory of the Orange Tree, and I don't want to read this in April. I do want to read it because I think I'm going to really love it, but I can't do it to myself. I can't put this on my TBR. It's like 900 pages or over 800 pages, so I'm cheating a little bit. I had a look on the tallest shelf in my living room and I found An Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer by Frederick Backman, which is a tiny little novella which is perfect for a readathon, and also it's written by Frederick Backman, who's one of my favourite authors. I think A Man Called Uwe is my favourite book by him, but I also really enjoyed Beartown and I'm expecting to really love this as well. I think I can count this for Eurovisionathon. I need to double check the page number because I think you're meant to only count books that are over 100 pages, but I'm gonna double check. If not, then I'll happily read another book by Fredrik Backman this month or next month because he is one of my favourite authors. I believe that this is about a grandfather who's telling his story to his grandson, and I think this man is losing his memory. It's a very short novella, so I don't think I want to know more than that, but yeah, I'm excited to finally be reading more from Fredrik Backman because the last book I read by him was Anxious People, which I liked, but it wasn't my favourite of his books. Hopefully this is going to be another 5 stars. Next on my list is Spells and Incantations, and the prompt for this is to read a book that's between 389 and 415 pages long, and of all of the prompts for the Magical Readathon, this was the one that took me the longest to find a book for. I don't know why I struggled with it so much, but all of the books that I was thinking might be able to fit this prompt were either just about too long or just about too short. So it took me a while, but I did eventually land on Happy Place by Emily Henry, which comes out at the end of April, but I do have an arc of it through NetGalley, and this is exactly 400 pages according to Goodreads, so I'm going to count it. But this is also a 2023 release, so it'll give me 2 negative points for Realmathon, and I think I can also use it for isolated setting because it's basically following these characters that go away to a cottage that I think is away from civilization. So once I've read the book, I'll know if I can count it for this prompt. A little bit nervous that this is a second chance romance, which isn't my favourite trope. However, I have read books by Emily Henry before that also haven't had my favourite tropes, and I have enjoyed them. Interested to see what I think about this. I'm pretty sure the characters used to be together, but they've broken up, but they don't want to tell their friends that they've broken up. So they all go away together and they have to pretend to still be a couple. So it sounds kind of like fate dating as well, which I do really like as a trope. So I have a feeling I'm either gonna love this or hate it. Hopefully I don't hate it. The next class on my list is Restoration, and for this, the prompt says to close your eyes, shuffle a few books, and then choose one at random. However, I'm gonna do things a little bit differently. I decided to use a wheel spinner instead because I figured I was still choosing the book at random, but it meant that I could also include Kindle books. And basically my thought process behind this was I wanted to start a new series, and I wanted to start one of the series that I was meant to start last year because I do have a vlog series planned around that. So the 5 books that I loaded into this random wheel spinner were Raybearer by Jordan Ifweko, The 5th Season by N.K. Jemisin, Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerry Maniscalco, Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin, and Crown of Feathers by Nikki Palprato. The book that actually won was Raybearer by Jordan Ifweko, and I did actually start this yesterday. I started it on the journey home from Edinburgh, and I'm really liking it so far. I don't read that much young adult fantasy anymore, but I am liking the world building and the political intrigue. There's a lot of court politics, which I'm liking. It basically follows a main character who has been cursed to kill the crown prince. However, she does not want to do this. She's basically had this curse placed on her by her mom, and I think the story is going to be about her fighting against her destiny. So yeah, really excited to continue reading this. I'm literally only about 10% of the way through so far, but I'm liking it. The final lesson that I need to complete is law, and the prompt for this is to read a book with a map, which is handy because there's also a positive prompt for Realmathon, which is also to read a book that has a map. You've probably already guessed, but for this I'm going to be reading Redemptor by Jordan Ifueko, which is the sequel to Raybearer. Obviously I don't know anything about this book because it's the sequel, but I'm really excited to be finishing this duology within the same week, hopefully, but at least within the same month, because I am going to be doing a read and vlog where I read both of these books. I haven't started it yet, but I might do that after I finish filming this video. So those are all the books that I am hoping to read for the Magical Readathon. There are a couple of other books that I would like to try and get round to. So I'm already nearly 200 pages from the end of Before They Are Hanged by Joe Abercrombie. I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish this either today or tomorrow. So this is also kind of going on my TBR. I can't remember if I put this on my March TBR, but I will be finishing this within the next few days. I would also like to try and get around to Yellowface by R.F. Kuang because I am so excited for this book. It doesn't come out, I think, until May. It might be out in April actually, but I have an arc of it through NetGalley, so I want to read it soon so I can get my review live in time. I really enjoyed the Poppy War series and also Babel by R.F. Kuang, but something about the description of this book makes me feel like it's gonna be a new favourite because I know that it's satire and I know that it's about the publishing industry, and I feel like the author is gonna deliver on what I want from this book. So yeah, that's the only other book that I would like to try and get round to this month, but yeah, I think that's everything I needed to say in this video. So thanks for watching. If you made it this far, let me know in the comments if you're taking part in any readathons and what you're hoping to read. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and click subscribe if you would like to see more videos from me, but otherwise I will see you next time. Bye.